and totally worth the money.
I think the fish is really lovely. It's just really well cooked and really nice balance with all the spices.
Okay, right, results. The Kamales. Yeah?
Yes,
Main
chef.
course results. Let's go. Okay, JB.
Oh, God.
Yeah?
Oh, God.
Okay. $45 out of 50. Now, God, dear, oh dear. Yes. My God.
You do it!
Jesus. That means, yeah, if you get more than 27 out of 50 customers paying for the dessert, you'll knock those fucking Eton boys off.
We know it's all
Yes.
down now.
That doesn't mean to say you take it easy and coast for half your diners.
no,
Make sure that all 50 pay for those desserts, yes?
Yes, chef.
Next on the menu, James May drinks his way through the recipe challenge.
If you win this fucking challenge, I'm going to go mad, you know that?
It's time for dessert. Scotch pancakes with caramelised bananas. And I go hunting with a winged assassin.
He's got it, he's got it! Bloody good catch. Welcome back to the F Word. Now, time for the recipe challenge, and my challenger is James May. Yes, Captain Slow. So we may be here for a long time. Ready?
I'm ready.
How long will it take to make the fish pie?
Normally about 4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
I do it one stage at a time, you know, because I'm a pedant, and then I go to the pub. And
So you're slow at driving and slow at cooking.
I'm slow at everything, Gordon.
You're slow. So James is doing a fish pie. I'm going to do something very, very similar, except I'm going to do a bit of a cream sauce. Fresh basil, new seasoned peas, grain mustard. That's the little sort of pièce de résistance.
I just heard you describing yours. Mine is nothing like as elaborate as that. Mine is fish with potato in the form of a pie. Can I open this? Do you want
Have
some?
you got a bottle opener?
I have. I've got my own. It's a proper waiter's friend, but it's got 2 steps in it, which makes a difference in engineering terms.
So what fish have we got in the pie?
I've got undyed smoked haddock
Nice.
and some whitefish.
I've got some shallots, some fennel in here. Just going to sweat them down with a little bit of salt and pepper, a little bit of thyme, and then I'm going to add the nolly prat. This is a vermouth, and that's going to help make the sauce.
Well, all I've done so far is roughly peeled and chopped up my potatoes and my sweet potato, which is this thing. I've only used half of one. That's just to inform the flavour of the traditional mashed potato.
Now I'm going to poach my fish. So you're cooking your fish in milk, James, is that right?
Yeah. This milk that the fish is poached in will also become the basis of the sort of sauce thing that fills up the bulk of the pie. I don't really know what I'm talking about, to be honest. Usually by the time I get this far, I'm so drunk I can't remember what I've done.
I'm going to poach the prawns, just in seasoned water there, a little bit of lemon, thyme, literally 30 seconds.
Fuck, the prawns. I forgot the prawns, man.
James, you swearing in my kitchen.
Sorry.
You're putting the prawns into the milk, yes?
Yeah.
And the prawns are cooked already.
I know, but they've just got to heat through. No,
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, it won't harm.
Listen, this is your recipe, you know that, yes? That's the most important. I want you to feel
haven't done it for a
comfortable
bit.
with rubber prawns. It makes me feel a lot more confident. That's very fast, James, there. I think I'm the first person in Britain to actually see Captain Slow go fast. Yeah. Look at the speed of that knife.
Well, no, that's because I've got the knife very sharp.
Right. Peas are ready?
My roux thing isn't thickening up, Gordon, is that? Does that matter?
The roux thing. James, you're the roux right now. The roux, R-O-U-X.
The roux, okay, the roux is not going very thick. It's a bit sloppy. Does that matter?
Depends how thick you want your pie.
My prawns are done.
Are they?
Yeah, you're right, they have shrunk. I cocked that up a bit, didn't I?
Just to finish off the potatoes now, a little bit of grated nutmeg. James, do you always drink like this when you're cooking?
Dulls the horror of the food that I'm going to eat later on, you see.
If you win this fucking challenge, I'm going to go mad, you know that? I swear to God. Just watching you, yeah, seriously, drink, taste, drink, taste, drink, taste, drink, taste. Extraordinary.
No, that's great.
If you win this fucking challenge, I'm going to go mad. I swear to God. Just watching you, yeah, seriously, drink. Is that how you normally do it? Drink, taste, drink, taste, drink, taste.
Yeah, well,
extraordinary.
like a fucking plaster. That's great. Now, this is the bit you can honestly...
Holy shit.
Honestly, I would like a...
You win this, I'm going to go mad. Just watching you, yeah, seriously. I would suggest, is that how you normally do it? Drink, taste, drink, taste. Taste it on there. Like a fucking plaster.
Now, this is the bit you can honestly...
Holy shit.
Honestly, I would like a...
You win this, I suggest you start hanging with it. Drink taste. Taste it on the fucking plaster.
Now this is the bit you can honestly,
Holy shit.
honestly, I would like a
You win this, we'll like it. I suggest you start hanging with it. Drink taste. Taste it on the fucking plaster.
Now this is the bit you can honestly,
Holy shit.
honestly, I would like a
You win this, we'll like it. I suggest you start hanging with it. Drink taste. Taste it on the fucking.
Now this is the bit you can honestly,
Holy shit.
honestly, I would like a
You win this, we'll like it. I suggest you start hanging with it. Drink taste. Taste it on the fucking.
Now this is the bit you can honestly,
Holy shit.
honestly, I would like a
You win this, we'll like it. I suggest you start hanging with it. Drink taste. Taste it on the fucking.
Now this is the bit you can honestly,
Reddit.com is widely known for being the hub for just about any conversation topic that you can think of. Being the self-proclaimed front page of the internet, the site has skyrocketed in size to become the third most widely used site on the web. Reddit.com is widely known comes the expectation that things could be shared that any conversation topic and easy going, think of, but rather dark and mysterious. And today, we're going to discuss one such case. Enter a Reddit user by the name of Flex Gunship. They made a post in the Let's Not Meet subreddit explaining a strange sequence of events that were unfolding with their cats at home. They began by explaining that they have a cat opening on their rear sliding door, and that the neighbors' cats usually come around their back patio at night to visit or leech off of their cat food. With the help of a backyard nanny cam, this wasn't particularly a big deal since when they'd open up the app to check on them, they could shoo the neighbors' cats away or let them hang around. One night, apparently, something strange would begin to happen, and Flex Gunship would make an interesting discovery. The neighbor cat had been coming around really late at night and pawing at the locked cat door. It scared me at first because it was a terrifying sound to hear in the middle of the night, half scratching, half rattling. I was able to figure this one out pretty easily just by listening. Anyway, my quote nanny cam has automatic night vision, which turns on when it's too dark. I had the cats in last night, the cat door was locked shut, the patio light outside of the slider was turned off, and I was getting into bed. Just as I had gotten under the covers, I heard the scratching, rattling sound at the locked cat door. I opened the app and definitely did not see a cat. There was a scraggly looking person hunched over on my patio playing with the locked cat door. My female cat hissed and he got up and left. I guess it could have been a she. I never really saw a face, and I only caught a few frames while my blood ran cold. Looked like he was wearing a loose t-shirt. Now with this, you're probably asking, where is the footage? Well, unfortunately, Flex didn't have their camera set up to automatically record. After a brief update, they let us know that they now do have this feature set up. They contacted the police who walked the tree line behind the house and will proceed to update us with any findings. With this, they attached these images for reference of the back door and the backyard. There's an opening in my fence that you can see in this old picture. This is before I added the cat door. And here is an image of where my camera used to be mounted. It's not waterproof, however, so it didn't stay here long. You can see how creepy it makes the night images look. This is the same spot that one of my new cameras will have, and they are weatherproof. These are the cameras that I ordered. August 16th update. Nothing last night. For what it's worth, I've only heard anything on an average of maybe once every week or two. The more I think about it, the more I wonder if I just saw a trash bag blowing by that coincided with a neighbor's cat scratching or something. I don't know. Seems so weird that someone would be messing with a cat door. August 17th update. Nothing last night. Outdoor cameras arrived today. I'm hoping to have time to install one before it gets dark tonight. August 18th update. So the camera motion sensor went off at 4 AM last night and captured this image. I don't see anything. I'll test tonight to see if there's any lag in the motion sensor. Maybe an animal ran through. A few days go by after this with minor updates from Flex. A few bugs and cat events were caught on the motion camera. However, overall, not much seemed to happen. This solace would be short-lived, however, since on August 27th, they would update us with something pretty strange. August 27th. Nope, nope, nope. Something fucked up is happening. I was out 2 towns over today, hanging with my folks, when I got motion alerts on my phone. Notice that the timestamp seems to be working now. The images that they attached are as follows. So what the fuck? All of these images are from 29 minutes or so before I got home. So, once I realized that, I checked my camera first thing. Same place as where I fucking mounted it. And now the foot of my bed. The post closes with them explaining that their house was completely locked and that they double-checked to make sure that this was the case. After going to the police with the footage, they claimed that either they had an intruder, were haunted by a ghost, or were simply messing with them. In other words, authorities were a complete dead end. He took the statement and said it would be fine to sleep at home. So I'm home tonight. With the cats. Understandably shaken and in search of answers, Flex moved their updates to the paranormal subreddit, and in their post, they linked their original one and proceeded to catch everyone up on their situation. On August 30th, they posted an update claiming that they got a second security camera and were going to set it up on their home network. Afterwards though, they noticed something peculiar. They have no open outlets in their bedroom, so the previous image of the bedroom at night makes absolutely no sense to them. Being freaked out by this and not wanting to go without their fan or lamp, they then proceeded to leave the second camera unplugged in the kitchen. Anyway, on August 31st, another update arrived. I'm having a very meh night. I went to the gym at about 7, got home, closed all the shades and curtains, because why not walk around naked post-shower? Showered, and when I came downstairs, my slider curtains were wide open. My male cat had the 1,000-yard stare looking outside and wouldn't respond when called, like he was tracking a bird or moth or something, but his head wasn't darting around. No one outside as far as I could tell. Normally I wouldn't think twice about this, but I was wearing my birthday suit and obviously noticed the fact that my 3-phase slider was fully exposed. My male cat is weird, so I can ignore the funky behavior, and I probably just forgot to close the curtains, but maybe it's as simple as me going nuts. September 5th. This happened less than half an hour ago. I'm shaking right now. I'm still in my home, but probably not staying. I set up my second camera to look out the window at the patio camera so I could see if anyone touched it or moved it. I got 2 motion alerts. I've been getting tons of false alerts due to a spiderweb on the camera, I think. I was playing some StarCraft when they came in. When the game ended, I went to clear them, and this is what I saw. That is most certainly my bed. I quickly opened my phone app, which annoyingly changed in the last few days due to an update, and I took a manual shot from each camera. So yeah, I'm packing up and leaving for the night, just doing this update and rounding up the cats, staying at my friend's again. September 6th. Mobile edit. Out with friends right now. Just got 3 motion alerts on my phone. Pretty sure the mystery is solved. I expect that when I get home, my camera will have been stolen. My camera's on the move. Goodbye, camera. Damn it, probably some asshole kid. Another edit. Just explained what I was doing to my friend, and she immediately asked how they stayed on my Wi-Fi, and how they were powering it. We're leaving now to go scope it out. Yet another edit. Something is fucking with me. I'm not staying here tonight. Again, as you can see, the camera is still there. I don't know why I didn't think of this while it was being stolen. It's still online. In fact, and thanks to my female friend for this, the spiderwebs are undisturbed. September 12th. Go figure. I go away for a couple of days and come back to this. In a final edit, they addressed all the theorizing going on in the comments section before explaining that they're just going to take the cameras down. In regards to people claiming that they're sleepwalking, they said that, if I'm sleepwalking or just generally going insane, then I'm going outside, unlocking my utility closet, unplugging the camera, dismounting it from the bracket, running an extension cord to the living room, plugging it in, waiting for it to boot up, letting it trigger a motion event, then putting away the extension cord, going back outside, reinstalling the camera, locking the closet again, and going back to bed without so much as an ounce of evidence. In an anticlimactic fashion, after people asked for an update, Flex claimed that they took the cameras down and sold them on Craigslist. Cats are fine, I'm fine, honestly don't want to revisit it. Things got worse. Dumping the cameras fixed it. Now, I could just leave you with that, but seeing as we're all internet investigators, I thought it would be fitting to speculate what could be going on here. Because why not? Honestly and truly, I really don't know what to make of this story. In a comment, Flex claims that they understood that the ending is, quote, boring for everyone else, and I really believe that this is their strongest and weakest point about this entire story. I think, honestly and truly, that 1, they were sleepwalking like others have said. If we're going with the presumption that this is real, this would be the only logical explanation for such a phenomenon. They could have very well gotten up in the middle of the night, gotten the camera down, taken random pictures, and reinstalled it. The thing that kills this, though, is the fact that they claim that the camera was screwed onto the wall. This would have been a serious pain in the actual ass if they were to do this while sleeping, and also, wouldn't they catch themselves with motion detection if this were the case? A second theory could be that someone is living in their attic or walls. This has happened to others in the past and could very easily be a contender for what's going on here. When they're asleep, they could be coming down from the attic or some other opening to scrounge around for food and ultimately mess with the owner, possibly in hopes of getting them to move out or something. While this is so, wouldn't they be caught with the motion capture as well? The camera has a pretty good view of the back door and backyard, and they'd have to take a seriously meticulous route in order to get this thing down, just to simply mess with the owner. A third theory is that, well, they could be haunted by a ghost. But honestly, ghosts wouldn't be nice enough to hang the camera back up perfectly, so I'm really discounting this one. Lastly, we always have to strongly consider the idea that this could be faked. Honestly, it's the most logical theory we have. For all we know, Flex could be doing this to create a spooky story on Let's Not Meet. Being self-aware about their anticlimactic ending really is a double-edged sword for them as well. While it does give them a hint of authenticity that they understand how boring the conclusion is, it also kills the story entirely. Why not give any sort of detail as to what happened after the last update? What are they trying to hide? Or rather, is there even anything to hide? The very fact that we didn't get any sort of closure on this is what really puts this story into limbo. For all we know, something could have very well happened to Flex Gunship. Something so creepy that they really don't want to speak about it. Who knows, maybe we'll get an update sometime in the near future. And possibly, we can put the story of this mysterious phenomenon to rest. In recent years, Snapchat has become one of the largest social network apps out there. The convenience of being able to send a quick picture message to any of your friends or even mass share what you're up to in life has been something that a lot of other apps have tried to replicate, with mixed success. While a lot of information from the app is largely disposable, there most definitely are some strange uploads that might make you stop and say, wait a minute, what? Today, I'm joined by Mike O from that chapter to share with you the disturbing story of the Snapchat intruder. The story surrounds a post by a user on Reddit named Skinna555. He opens his post by apologizing for being such a terrible writer before going on to explain some background. He claims that he and his partner had moved in with his parents to save some cash for their new home. His parents own 3 birds, and apparently his friends take great interest in them whenever he talks about them. Knowing this, he took a few Snapchats and posted them to a story for his friends, and within 15 minutes of uploading, he received a peculiar response. One of his good friends replied saying, "Haha, you bearded beast, those birds are mad. By the way, what the fuck was that in the window behind you in the last one?"
She got out of her car and was at the window, like, trying to punch me.
Hello, my name is Sion Mitchell, and I am a former Starbucks employee.
And my name is Megan, and I am a current Starbucks employee.
Hey, I'm Rachel, and I'm a former Starbucks barista.
I'm Macy. I'm also a former Starbucks barista, and today we're playing the Starbucks version of Never Have I Ever.
I have not.
Never have I ever injured myself at work.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe like little burns and stuff.
Oh God.
The first maybe like month, I didn't have non-slip shoes, and I'm like,
You're like
trying
walking
to
with hot
fall,
coffee, like
exactly.
trying to fall.
Trying to slip and fall because it's easy. Coffee can spill, the beans can spill, everything gets slippery and nasty.
Never have I ever had a customer get mad at me because I didn't make their drink right.
Oh man.
It's like if I had 100 of these.
I had this one customer, he literally wanted everybody's life to be miserable, so he would come in there to purposely make like, okay, let me see if this person can make it. I've never seen you here. And then if you didn't do it right, he's like, no, where's the manager? You did it wrong. And it's just like, dude, like you take life way too serious. It's just a drink.
I mean, I feel like people, for the most part, were nice, but sometimes really specific stuff. Like, I wanted this like 180 degrees and this tastes like 175.
Which is great if they do that, though. If they're just like, the drink tastes weird, I'm like, where do we start?
Right,
How do I
right.
fix any of that for you?
And it's just like, all right, I guess I'll just do it exactly the same.
Never have I ever been lectured by a customer how they think the cup sizes are annoying. Tall, grande, and venti. Oh.
Yes.
I didn't make up the cup sizes. I could even agree with you, but like, why are we doing this? But yes, definitely been lectured.
You do the fight over like the headset where they're like, can I get a small latte? And I'm like, awesome, a tall latte. And they're like, no, small. And I'm like, yeah, no, small and taller, the same thing. And they're like, well, don't give me a big one.
Never have I ever had a customer tell me a fake or insulting name to write on their cup.
I've gotten a fake name. It was like silly more than anything, but I don't think anything ever like insulting.
I hate this because like I feel kind of embarrassed when I have to shout out like Big Daddy or something like that, and I'm just like, Big Daddy, you here? Starting your latte, man. Like it's so awkward.
I've had some experiences from kids. See, I play along and like I'll have like a straight face and they're like, oh my God, she's eating it up. And I'm like, Seymour Butts, tall, grande, iced latte. Never have I ever been yelled at by a customer.
I had a guy yell at me this morning.
I don't think like yelled at.
I've gotten yelled at a lot.
I mean, you lived in New York, like.
If you also think about it, like they're coming in to get their coffee, people are starting off their day. Sometimes people just like their tolerance is just low. It's just like, I'm the first person you're seeing in the morning.
Yeah.
And you got up on the wrong
Big
side of the bed.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Never have I ever been asked to make a secret menu item.
Yeah, no.
You have people coming up to you and they assume that because you are an employee, like, okay, hey, like, what's the best drink? And it's like, well, the menu's right there. You're like, no. You got some special stuff. And I'm like, I mean, what do you want me to make?
There was one, it was like a mix of a regular mocha and a white mocha.
Yeah, the black and white mocha.
Black and white
Yeah,
mocha.
yeah.
We also would make some whipped cream that was like different flavors.
But I liked doing that kind of stuff.
Never have I ever had a customer throw something at me.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Me neither.
I Thank God. Wow, that would really suck.
So I'm gonna put, they attempted to throw a punch at me. She like was driving through and got this drink and her card kept being declined. And I was like, hey, do you have another card? And she was just like, why would you think my card was declined? Do you think I can't pay for this? And she like pulls up her bank account and she's like, I have money, how dare you? She got out of her car and was at the window like trying to punch me. It was one of those things where I'm like, man, over coffee.
I had an older lady, she had to have been in her 80s, gave her the change back and she was just like, you know, what is this? This is not, you know, the actual change that I asked for. And she was like making a huge deal for no reason. And she basically took the change and she threw it and like just raining money and coins. And we're just like, oh.
Never have I ever written a name wrong on a cup on purpose.
And a lot of names have like a lot of different ways to spell them.
Well, if the name is too long, like, I'm just gonna call you Kay. Like when you hear Kay, like that's you. Like, I'm like, that's you, girl. We got a nickname because that's how close we are now.
Never have I ever been asked out on a date by a customer. I've also asked customers out on dates. I was there for 6 years. I was there through puberty.
There's just like, it's just so reoccurring and it just makes me laugh. Of course I get this every time someone orders a like tall blonde roast. It's always the tall blonde joke.
One person I did go on a date with and it went terrible. Absolute, like, you couldn't imagine it going worse. Yeah, so that's the thing. Don't,
And
the
then
cute
they had
coffee
to,
girl,
like,
just
come
don't
get-
let her go. Just don't date her. It's not gonna go. You have to go to a different coffee shop. Like, just let it go.
I go to Starbucks every single day, and I don't really think anymore about like, oh, when I was doing that thing. But reading some of these, like, have you ever like purposely made the wrong drink or purposely wrote a name wrong? Like, no one's doing that. Like, everyone's just trying their best. So cut people some slack and like be nice to people that work at Starbucks because they're nice people.
Yeah.
Honestly, most of the time when the women have a gut feeling, it's 90% of the time right. Guys, not so much. Guys is like 45% of the time. My name is Elizabeth. I'm a private investigator in Los Angeles.
My name is John. I'm a private investigator, and I've been so for about 2.5 years.
A lot of people hire PIs, people from all walks of life, every race, gender, age.
I get a lot of stories out of my job.
People ask me, do crazy things happen to you, just because you're a private investigator? Because you're in LA, this is the land of insanity. It's so much fun. Here's one of my horror stories. This woman hired us to see if her husband was cheating. And she calls us saying, my husband's been acting different. He comes home really late at night. I have these weird feelings. One of his female friends, who we've been friends with for a long time, has been acting really strange lately and really nice. We had to go follow her husband to see if he was cheating. She said, okay, my husband is going to this restaurant. By that time, we already have the description of what he looks like. They send us photos. They send us pictures of the car he would drive. But a lot of the times when they give us a photo, it's like a photo maybe from 5 or 15 years ago. You're trying to see if this person in person looks like he does in the photo. I get to this restaurant where she wants us to follow her husband. And I see the guy, and I'm like, okay, this is the guy, and this is exactly him. It looks just like him. He's got this goatee, and he's sitting with this woman, and they're really flirty. Well, I get a seat over next to them, and I kind of have my camera, and you're being really discreet because you're on your phone. I'm sitting there for at least 45 minutes, and I'm getting so many juicy things, and they're cuddling up, and they're kissing, and I am so excited because I just broke this case. It's done. The woman's going to be so happy. Go to meet with the woman. It's really sad. She's like crying, and okay, I'm ready to see this. Finally, you set the camera down there, and your phone, and you're like, okay, here's the video, and here's what we saw. And I press play, and she's crying, and all this, and she looks at it, and she goes, what? That's not my husband. I'm mortified because I just thought I had done this amazing job on this case. And even the woman who he was with looked exactly like the subject's friend. It was two couples who looked almost exactly alike in the same restaurant at the same time. About a week later, we caught him for real. I got the wrong people, but she was pretty impressed because she said, I've never seen anyone who looks so much like my husband in my life.
It was my first surveillance gig ever. I had to set up and stake out this house a young girl was staying at, and her parents were concerned that she would be doing something, you know, dangerous or illegal. And almost as soon as I pulled up, I see the subject leaving the house on foot. All of a sudden, I'm on foot, I'm walking, and I don't know where I'm walking. This subject goes first to a park known for certain transactions to take place. She sits down and just reads a book for an hour. And then she gets up and she starts walking again. And she's walking through high-end clothing and that sort of thing, and pokes her head into a couple stores, and I have to, you know, enter these stores and maintain a distance, but it's a tight little store, and I'm not a guy who would walk into these stores, keeping an eye on the subject, and then she would leave, so I had to pick up the tail again and follow her. Before I realized that a couple hours have gone by, my car is 8 or 9 miles away. I mean, I barely know where I am. I'm in this environment where I stick out like a sore thumb, so now I look like the weird, shady guy. She turns around, about faces, and begins to walk what appears to be back towards the home where she was staying. And I tipped my hand at one point. She turned a corner. I was trying to catch up with her. As I hit the corner, she comes walking back the other way. So for a split second, we're right there staring at one another. But at that point, I realized I can't risk having that happen again. If she sees me a second time, she might know something is up. I hopped in a ride share, got back to the house, and sure enough saw her approaching the home. At the end of the day, it turned out it was just a young lady who wanted to, you know, get out and see what the city was like for a few days. So it was a happy ending to, you know, a scary story for the parents at least.
So I was on an investigation. The wife hired us and said, I think my husband's cheating. And I was called to be kind of the bait. We're called bait girls, to see if the guy's gonna bite and cheat on his wife. He did really fast. And while we were on our first date, we were sitting there and we were having dinner, and all of a sudden he leans over to me and he's like, I have something to tell you though. And I was like, okay. And he goes, you may not know this, but I'm really smart. And I was like, yeah, obviously you're really smart, you know, charming and all of that. And he goes, I know my wife. I think she's hired a private investigator. So I just had to keep, you know, really calm. I was like, oh, really? And he goes, yeah, no, I think she did. And I was like, oh, nobody does that. That's crazy. Do people actually hire PIs these days? And he's like, yeah, but I'm on to her. And I was like, okay. On the third date, he tells me, I just feel like you're actually a PI. But here's the thing. I don't even care. And I still want to date you. And I was like mortified. I try to keep a straight face. I was like, no, I'm not. I do social media. No, I never told him. He had already sent me enough photos that were incriminating enough, though, to where, you know, I was just gonna walk away. It was kind of funny, honestly, because I like catching bad guys, man. It's fun.
I got a call from her mother-in-law. She's like, we have a problem.
I hate lavender.
My name's Leora, and my company is Best Bride. I have been a wedding planner for 6 years now.
Hi there, I'm Katie Hall Goodman, and I own Best Day Ever LA Events. I've been planning weddings professionally for 5 years.
It's wedding day, and everything's going absolutely perfect. Obviously, the bride needs to start a lot earlier. She's just about finishing her hair, and typically when we get at that stage, we'll start getting the groom ready. He's putting his pants on, and we realize it is short and tight. He tried.
Top 5 scary ghost videos caught on camera. When horror becomes horror. This next clip was sent in to me by Andrew Barahona, a filmmaker for Board Film Studios. Andrew was filming a scene for a horror movie in the historic and allegedly very haunted Doña Ana County Courthouse in New Mexico. In the scene they are filming, the actress Chelsea is meant to be acting overcome with fear, because in the movie scene a killer is supposed to be stalking her through the building's hallways. But acting frightened soon turns into very real terror.
Keep it. See it? See it?
Wait, turn the light on. The filmmaker and the actress are the only ones on the third floor of the courthouse. But suddenly a startling and very real door slam can be heard from somewhere nearby. Then both of them hear some very odd whispering that sounds like it's right in the room with them.
Wait, turn the light on.
The actress immediately asks that the lights be flipped back on, and the filmmaker is so startled that he turns his camera off.
And so at the time, I had the camera in my hand, and I almost reacted immediately when I heard it. It was like it was next to me. And so she said she saw something behind me, and we just booked it.
Now when I isolated and enhanced the audio of the strange whisper, it sounds like this.
Wait, turn the light on.
Now of course, since this clip came from a professional filmmaker, I was especially skeptical. But I think the footage, along with their very believable reactions, speaks for itself. Insecurity. An overnight guard at the Costa Rican Electricity Department begins to hear scary sounds while working the late night shift in an empty building.
Que se escuchan ruidos extraños ahí en el baño. En el baño de las mujeres. Se escuchan ruidos extraños. Se abrió la puerta.
And things just get worse from there.
Está sonando ahí. Soy al fondo ahí. Por Dios, vea la silla.